Daniel Bajo here from naturalmattressfinder.com, and we got a special video for you today. We're joined by the CEO of Ghost Bed Natural. His name is Marc Werner. And if you've ever seen the Werner brand of ladders in your hardware store, they've got fiberglass ladders, they've got aluminum ladders. His family name founded the Werner brand of ladders. So he's comes from a long line of entrepreneurs, inventors. And so in 2001, he started Nature Sleep after experiencing a lot of complications with his neck and neck surgeries. And he was unable to find a comfortable pillow and mattress to support his neck. So he decided to invent his own mattress. So that's when he founded Nature Sleep. And fast forward all the way to April of 2021, Marc, CEO of Ghost Bed, founds Ghost Bed Natural. Let me give you a little background of it here. For years, Ghost Bed has been an eco-friendly option within the bedding industry because of their vacuum-sealed packaging that helps keep the earth green by reducing wasted cardboard and maximizing the space in freight trucks. But it was time to take this concept a little further. So that's when Ghost Bed introduced Ghost Bed Natural as an option that gives a nod to Mother Nature while maintaining the same level of comfort and quality as the other mattresses. So the Ghost Bed Natural is made with durable coils, genuine latex, that's natural latex from the Hevea brasiliensis tree, natural wool, and a luxury, soft, pure organic cotton cover. So without further ado, let's get Marc Werner to tell his story about the Ghost Bed Natural.
So we manufacture in Canada, so because Canadians like made in Canada.
Yeah.
And so the mattresses are all made in Canada. And just like in the United States, we make all the mattresses in the United States. The adjustable bases we make in somewhere in Asia. And we bring that into the United States and Canada. And then we also sell in UK. But we're very big in Canada, as a matter of fact, very, very big in Canada.
Oh, great. So I'll be sure to include you in my best natural mattresses in Canada page.
Yeah. Are you just natural? You don't do other mattresses? Because, we have a full line of all kinds, but I don't know if you're just limited to the natural.
Yes, I am actually. I was looking at the what is out there in terms of resource websites for mattresses, and for me, I'm into a lot of organic food, a lot of vegetables, local food. And so it made sense to me to look for, when I was looking for a natural bedding solution, to get put a website together as a resource for people that were looking for a natural mattress solution. And there were a lot of other websites out there that had, a lot of them would have these pages where they were listing natural latex products, or mattresses, but some of the components within those mattresses were actually polyurethane. And so some of these brands would have, they would call it a natural latex mattress, but it was just all the one layer of natural latex, whereas the rest was just your conventional mattress. So I put together naturalmattressfinder.com as a resource for people that were looking for a mattress made exclusively of natural components. So that's organic cotton or natural cotton, wool as the fire barrier, and the natural latex, which is made of the sap of the Hevea brasiliensis tree. And either it's a all latex mattress or a mattress with spring coils. So those are the two types that I feature. But yes, to answer your question in a long form, it is only either all organic mattresses or natural mattresses. And I try to weed out all the ones that maybe leading potential buyers astray by making false claims that they are natural mattresses when in fact they're very far from it.
Well, Daniel, I'll give you a bunch of answers. I'm a very seasoned guy. You've come to the right place. But before I started what's called Nature Sleep 20 years ago with my wife, and the word natures is so you'd sleep like Mother Nature wanted you to, I was doing things green before it was ever in vogue. And and I've built quite the mattress, business. But prior to that, if you climb a ladder, there's a good chance it's a Werner ladder. And so I'm Marc Werner. Originally started, my grandfather started Werner Company, and Werner Ladder is the largest ladder company in the world. My father invented the aluminum ladder and then invented fiberglass and the fiberglass ladder.
Okay, I've seen that brand.
Yes. Well, it's got 85% market share, so it's everywhere. And we had a lot of plants in Canada and the United States, and it's huge. But we sold that 20 odd years ago, and I worked there for many years. And so I come from a family of engineers, inventors, making quality products for over 100 years. So what we say, our name reputation is very important because my name is on over 1 billion ladders. Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't take our name, our brand. It might be a brand, but it's also my family name. We take it very seriously, and we hold it to high standards. So everything we've ever done is, very critical that it's right. And in the ladder business, it's all about quality because you're standing on a safety product, and if you fall, you're going to really hurt yourself. So if we say it's rated for 350-pound person, it better damn well be rated for 350-pound person times really 4 is how we design it. So we everything we say is what we do, and everything we do is what we say. And that's how I've always been trained, and that's how I kind of got into this. I invented soybean pillows 20 years ago, but no one wanted to buy them. It was 100% made. Yeah. It was 100% made from soybean. I invented the whole thing from the fabric to the inner fill, but no one wanted to really buy them. They were interested in green stuff, but they just weren't really putting their money where their mouth is. And I've been involved with latex for a long time. The original Ghost Bed Classic has latex, but it is a hybrid mattress in the sense that it has poly. So my daughter works for us for 15 plus years, has 3 kids, and she's vegan and everything's organic. Yeah. My wife, all organic. So I understand that drill. My sister lives in Boulder, Colorado for over 40 years. So, I'm very hip to that lifestyle. A lot of things I eat is organic because that's what my wife says is what we do. So that's what we do. So I know there's a growing market in latex. It was bigger 20 years ago, and it's a great product. And then it started to make a comeback more with the millennials and more health conscious people. Sure. So when I introduced Ghost Bed Natural, which is just a play on the product and my original Nature Sleep brand, I knew it had to be authentic. So everything in it is true to form. And so you've got, 5-layer type thing. You've got 100% organic cotton fabric. You've got the true wool as the barrier. You've got Dunlop and Talalay. So I brought in both types of latex. So it's organic Talalay latex. And then I have the inner spring, the pocketed coil unit in there. So it's a complete, or natural mattress. Can I say it's 100% organic? The steel isn't organic. I mean, it's primary material, but it's still not 100% organic. It's ornate, so there's no exposure, but it's a completely true natural product for somebody who wants to sleep on that or have their kids sleep on that type of a surface. It's very comfortable. I showed it originally in the market in Vegas last January before the COVID pandemic hit. And the uptake from retailers, because I sell omni-channel. So I sell direct to consumer, and then I'm Costco's biggest mattress vendor in the United States and Canada.
Under the same brand? Under
Ghost Bed, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can see Ghost Bed at, not the same, maybe the same products, like the Natural isn't in Costco yet. There might be a version of Natural, might be the Natural Daniel, I'm just sub type of thing.
Okay. But, only for Costco sort of thing.
Right. So I'll probably be making that for Costco in US and Canada.
Right. Okay.
Canadian guys really wanted the latex, the Natural up there in Costco. So we'll be introducing it, but we're introducing it like in Quebec, that big retailer, the public company. It's a French name. I have trouble saying it, but they're going to pick that up. So the Natural series, there's probably 3 or 4 models in the wholesale line, is being picked up at a number of retailers throughout Canada.
Okay. If we could talk a little bit about the components of the Ghost Bed Natural, because a lot of my readers are interested in the nature of every little component. There are people who are into the nitty gritty, into the
Yeah.
details
Oh,
of the
yes.
product. So a lot of people are wondering, what is the different process involved in making Talalay latex versus Dunlop latex? What are the different chemicals that are added to Talalay latex versus Dunlop latex, and they're not necessarily toxic chemicals? And what is briefly the difference in the manufacturing process between the two types of latex?
Well, the way I like to compare the two, Dunlop latex tends to be a little denser and Talalay's fluffier. So if you go to like the Starbucks and you get the cappuccino where they whip up the milk, you get that fluffy kind of a thing. And that's essentially what they're doing with Talalay. They're really putting it in the blender and whipping it up, and then they put it into the mold, and then it really fluffs up more like you're putting more yeast in something, and it just expands more. So you get more of a fluffy feel.
So that would mean more air bubbles within the mixture?
Well, yes, there are more air bubbles, but then it's kind of solidified, and it just has kind of a softer feel to it. It's not as dense.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you get a pancake, it's really flat, and it's a very dense kind of pancake, and then sometimes it's a really fluffy one, and they just whipped it up a little bit more with the batter and the eggs and the milk like that. So that's really what they're doing. They're doing more whipping, and they might put a little bit of extra water in there just to kind of help fluff it. And that's essentially what happens with Talalay. So it's a little bit of a fluffier product. So it has a very nice feel to it. Both of them have great feels. So we thought having both of those types of, the only two types of latex that are out there, would be probably the best way to go about it. And that's why I see some guys just put one or the other, but we went with both.
Okay. I heard that the Talalay was a bit more expensive to manufacture because it has more steps involved in the process.
I was going to say that it's more expensive. And when you use the organic Talalay, it's even more expensive. So we've got the organic Talalay in ours.
Okay. And as far as the added ingredients, from what I've seen and what I've read, the foam itself is not, there are some extra ingredients put into the mixture before it's cured in one of those molds. Do you have any knowledge about that and the difference between the two types of latex?
I do have some knowledge on that. When they take the sap and they're purifying it, there is a purification process.
Yeah, like take us through the journey. So the farmer, the person who's in charge of collecting the sap from the plantation, they take it to the plant.
Right, so you're in the plantation.
What happens next?
And it's just like you're tapping maple syrup up in Vermont or something, or in Canada.
Yeah.
You put a tap right to the tree, and it's very slow, and you get a little cup of kind of the rubber, and it takes a lot of trees to make one mattress. I don't remember the ratio, but we're talking about hundreds of trees.
Yeah, I've seen them collected in half of a coconut. To give you an example,
well, sure.
That's all they need to make for it to fill up and make the next round. So, like you said, it's very slow.
It's super slow, and they're just. It runs a little faster than the maple syrup. But it's a pretty slow thing, and it takes a real lot of trees. Like you get more maple syrup out of a tree than you get, kind of the rubber sap from the rubber trees. And you take that, and then you got to kind of distill it and kind of clean it. And it's a pretty natural thing. It's no different than distilling vodka or other spirits and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then you're putting some other compounds into it. Each factory is a little bit different, but they all qualify under the standards and are tested to be, either completely organic or completely natural, so nothing's offensive. A lot of these things, if there's any kind of alcohol substance in them, which all cells have some, as it's boiled, it gets evaporated anyway.
Okay. And what are some of the other compounds that you would see in most of the factories? It'd be something like sulfur or.
I don't want to just throw names out. I'd have to look at my formulations.
Okay, right. Okay.
I'm not someone that just says things. And even on the foam side, I wouldn't necessarily give out my formulations of
Exactly.
things.
This might be let's like some trade secrets. So we're
Right.
talking
And
we're
even
talking about it now, but
manufacturing,
I could have talked to you about it before to see like
right.
what are
There's
you
trade
willing to
secrets.
talk about, what are you not willing to talk about.
There's trade secrets and there's also trade processes,
Yeah.
because, there's certain ways we might do something that might be different than the other guy. I've spent a life in the factory.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot of tricks by, process and elimination and trial and error. So then it's the Talalay's whipped up and then it's put into these molds. And usually we put some kind of a spray onto the mold itself, sort of like a butter, Pam type of a thing. So like when you make a waffle, you put some butter, some kind of moisture, olive oil or something on the surface so it's non-sticky or something, so it will come out easily. And then what happens is, it's kind of a catalytic type of conversion when catalyst type thing. When you warm it up to a certain temperature, and I won't even say what the temperature is in that particular mold, and it's got the pins in those molds. So it's so that material can go around there, and that's what helps create the holes and the breathing and the whole structure to it. And then you have different molds of different thicknesses: 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 8 inch,
Right.
whatever.
So do the pins help with an even curing process?
Yes. Yeah.
And
it
at the
helps.
same time, they provide ventilation, increased ventilation once the layer is integrated into a mattress.
They do a number of things. They
Yeah.
help with the distribution of the liquid throughout the mold, number one. So you can get a good distribution there. They help with the curing, so you're not cooking a completely solid cake. You've got the good pinholes. They help for the sleeper in two ways. They help with the airflow, so you're creating your own little air vacuum up and down, so you have better airflow. And it also helps with the bounce. So latex, is a surrogate for the springs, so it gives you some of that bounce, that responsiveness. Unlike memory foam that you kind of get absorbed into, the latex is more like a basketball where it will bounce kind of back. So it helps with that bounce back by having those pinholes in there. And then it also helps you with the cost and the weight of it, because latex is heavy. And shipping a mattress, it's heavy. And even once it's at your house, you have a king size mattress that might be 12 inches, it's heavy. So you and your partner, or my daughter, if she's by herself, 100, and my wife, 98 pounds, 98, yeah, 96 pounds, whatever she is, she couldn't move it if she's changing the linens or something like that. I have to help her. So you want to have it, kind of think through all the pain points for people. You want it to be the best it can, but you don't want it to be too heavy where you can't move it in the house. And you want to reduce also the cost of shipping to the customer, because once you get above a certain weight, Daniel, you can't ship it via FedEx or UPS. 150 pounds is the max you can ship through them on a drop ship basis. You can what we call LTL, less than truckload, or something like that, but that changes the equation. Now you're consuming more carbon and you're just doing everything the wrong way. I've been backpacking mattresses for 20 years. I'm the one who started backpacking mattresses, at the turn of the century, just because I knew it was just a more efficient way to move goods and a greener thing. And it was part of my eco commitment at Nature's Sleep. Day one, we created an eco commitment back in 2000, and that was just part of the commitment. So I calculated how much you could save from an energy standpoint by backpacking mattresses throughout the entire food chain, from production to the customer.
Absolutely. And I've been I'm just demonstrating this to my readers, saying that since the manufacturer can vacuum pack the mattress without damaging it and ship it directly to the consumer ends up with a better quality product than they would if the mattress had to go through a big box furniture store. I think to get the same price, they would have to reduce the quality for the same product. Would you agree with that?
I agree 100%. You have a pneumatically sealed mattress that's got two seals on it. Okay, so it's hygienically sealed right from the factory, so no dirt, no bugs, nothing can get in there. I mean, it's really tight. So it's going right from factory floor right to the customer's house. No one's touching it in the warehouse. No one's laying on it in the warehouse when they're taking a 10-minute break or any of those kinds of things. And so it's a much better experience overall.
Great. And the consumer ends up with a kind of a premium product. So it's, since that portion that they would normally pay to the furniture store, whichever third party is handling the sale, is they benefit from some of those savings.
It's exactly right. Because, in business and life, everyone has to make something, along the way. Otherwise, you can't provide you can't be in business. You don't have to be Bill Gates per se or Bezos. I don't think Bezos they make a lot in total, but Microsoft has huge margins on selling software. They've just been phenomenal at what they do. But every single person in the food chain has to make something to cover the cost of their operations.
Right.
So there's going to be some extra costs that the consumer is going to pay for. There's also some conveniences, and to the retailers, you can go in there and check out the feel of different mattresses, see it. You might think you love this mattress, you get out, you say, oh, it's too soft, it's too firm, just doesn't appeal to me, I don't like the look of it, and then you get a different one. So there's a benefit to that, and that's just kind of the ecosystem we live in today.
Yeah. So you offer a 101 night trial period. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So we started this a really long time ago, and we really wanted to kind of help bridge the gap. I mean, a number of people obviously do it today. We wanted to bridge the gap so you could just kind of buy it online, try it. If you don't like it, we'll take it back, and we try to make it a hassle-free kind of a program. Is it 100% hassle-free? Someone's going to have a hassle. I mean, that's the way life is. I have sent someone to pick it up, and they didn't show up or whatever it is. But we try our best to make it a hassle-free thing. We do ask that you keep it for 30 days because I pioneered this as well. A new mattress is like new shoes, a new leather coat. It takes time to break it in, and your body needs to get used to that product. Your body was just laying on a mattress that was much older, that was broken in, could have been overly broken in. Okay, and you were used to a body impression on that mattress, and even though you didn't like it, that's what you were used to. So this just feels different. So it just takes a little time. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's a month. And those foam cells in there were compressed. So it just takes a while for them to kind of open up. And just like a newborn, if you've ever had a child or saw a little baby, they look a lot different in week 1, week 6, week 26, because they just keep expanding, and the ears open, and the hair, and the face, and person looks like this person and that person. And that's the same thing. It's just kind of opening up the entire thing and kind of getting its feel and form.
Yeah. Getting used to it, and seeing if it meets your needs. And that leads me to ask you, what can somebody expect in terms of comfort and feel with the Ghost Bed natural mattress in comparison with a standard polyurethane mattress that has a spring coil unit?
Well, this is a hybrid, so it has a pocketed coil, which has individual, wrap coils in it. So you're going to have that individual comfort. This is about a medium feel. So it's not too firm. It's not too soft. It has what we call the two important ingredients for the mattress, which is comfort and support. Comfort is the initial contact with your person, and support is to support your spine system during the night and over the hours that you're resting, that you're well supported. So it has a medium feel. Between the latex in it and the springs, you have a kind of a bouncy type of a feel to it. So it's not a deadened thing, so you feel like you're sleeping on the floor, but you do have the support there. It's really a fabulous feel. I mean, it really satisfies the majority of sleepers as far as comfort.
Great. Could you speak a bit about the durability of natural latex versus polyurethane?
Well, latex tends to last longer, and that's one of the reasons it's more expensive, and it has a very long life. And it's a good question. And we have a 25-year warranty, so we're very comfortable with our products and we back them up. But I think people should also be appreciative, Daniel, of the fact that from a hygiene standpoint, you should really change your mattresses, even though it might be in great condition after 7 or 9 years, which is, I think, the range you should be changing your mattresses. Just like you change your underwear after a certain amount of time, and your t-shirts and your socks, they might still work, but each night you're losing a pint of perspiration, of liquids, and it's going into your bedclothes, it's going into your sheets, and it's going into your mattress. And it's just a hygiene thing. So I just think you should do that. And I also think your body changes over time. You lose weight, you gain weight. Most people gain a couple pounds a year. So 7 years from now, they could be 20, 25 pounds heavier, just what happens. And, they might have different needs. Their back might be a little different, their neck, their shoulder, et cetera. So I think people should be cognizant of that. And even though there's a 25-year product warranty, because we're happy to back our product, you should just really think about what's best for you over the long term, for your body and for hygiene and comfort and those kinds of things. But the durability of the product is very good, and it will outlast what your purposes are. I would like to point out that one thing we're very big in, and I know you're focused on the Ghost Bed Natural and the natural product, is the adjustable bases. And we've really leaned into and pioneered the whole adjustable base, and having a top of a line adjustable base with massage and head up and foot up and zero gravity and anti-snoring and USB ports and lights underneath it, LED lights, which are good energy things, and flashlight in the remote. And what's great and what we really are pushing is split kings. So for couples, the split king setup is fantastic, because that way with the split king, 2 twin XLs equals 1 king. And by putting it on the power base, if you have a little bit of a snoring problem or a breathing problem or a lower back problem, and your partner doesn't, you could just kind of lift the legs up 7%, 6%, or the head up 5 or 6% and help alleviate those kinds of problems. Still get the great benefit of the Ghost Bed Natural, but now start dealing with other health related issues. Or if you just want to watch TV or read a book or play on your computer or whatever you want to do, you can do that. And while your partner might want to be more in a flat position while they are sleeping. And so we're seeing a huge growth in the adjustables and this type of thing. And it's the ultimate comfort thing. And we've really made it much more affordable for a high-end adjustable. And then we put it in a small box that can be FedEx to your house. And we're just absolutely crushing it, and customers just love it. And it's really an awareness thing. And that's why I'm really bringing it up, because as more people learn about this adjustable base, and I show the adjustable base to people that are very high-end people, and you'd think they have every toy in the book. They've got the Teslas, they've got Rolexes, they know every trick in the book. They knew nothing about adjustable base. They're like, oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. So I think that's probably something really good to point out to your audience about the way you can pair up this mattress with an adjustable base. They're fantastic on adjustable bases, and how well it works. And also, if you don't have an adjustable base, which is a great surface, I would then look at something like our new Ghost Bed All-in-One box spring platform type of thing, which is a very solid surface, because it's always good to have a mattress on a really good, strong surface.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to have an overview of the Ghost Bed Natural on naturalmattressfinder.com, and I'll have all the specifications there of this mattress, and I'll also point out some of the adjustable bases that Marc has been pointing out to us here. And just before we run out of time, could you speak a bit about the third-party certifications that this mattress has? The third-party certifications are one of the primary methods that I use to sort of weed out the natural and organic mattresses from the charlatans, if you would say. I found a lot of mattresses on Amazon that have all this natural mattress angle, when in fact they're filled with just the conventional components. So the Ghost Bed Natural, I've seen it's certified by GOLS, that's the Global Organic Latex Standard, USDA Organic Cotton, GOTS Cotton, that's Global Organic Textile Standard, OECOTEX. And so could you speak about what it takes to get some of these certifications and how it affects people's sleep in the long run?
Well, you have to go through testing with all these entities, and your product has to, individual components have to go through each of these types of organizations, laboratories, to get properly tested and certified.
So for the GOLS, the Global Organic Latex Standard, would you just send a latex foam sample to them to have it certified, or would you have to send an entire mattress?
You can do both.
Okay.
You can do both. And then on the organic cotton, it traces it back along the complete supply chain to the facility for the cotton, for the wool, and all that kind of stuff. So all the claims we have all of our certifications, all of our tracing to the source, and everything's completely legitimate. I don't want false claims, Daniel. I saw with my daughter when she's 3 kids now, as she was having the babies, and she's organic and she's vegan, and she bought different things at different online places or even stores, and they made one representation, and I did some testing for her, found them to be false. She was very upset. She wants to be, kind of strict on what she's feeding her children. And it just crushes me that, and my wife, the same thing. My wife has some autoimmune diseases. So she's very sensitive to, what she can eat and what she can't eat. So anyone that's mislabeling something is, a bad person in our book, in our family. And we feel we have the same responsibility to the public. Whatever we say has to be authentic, because it's really important, to be honest and to, let that person know this is what ours is. I don't want to say it's something it's not. And I want to let you know if it has it, that it does have it.
Great. Well, this generally when I see this amount of third-party certifications where every component is third-party certified by world-renowned certifications, I know it's a genuine natural latex mattress. Well, Marc from Ghost Bed Natural, thank you so much for spending time with me and with the audience of naturalmattressfinder.com. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. And we'll have the Ghost Bed Natural overview featured on naturalmattressfinder.com. Just go to the homepage and type in Ghost Bed or Ghost Bed Natural, and you'll get right to the page. And you can also do a side-by-side comparison of the Ghost Bed Natural with other natural latex mattresses right on our homepage. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the next video.